welcome back. It is now Friday, October 10th, and I did want to go through some sales. Unfortunately, it has been a little slow for me, but all sales are good sales. Sorry if you can hear that. The trash trucks are driving through my neighborhood right now. I can hear it. I never know if you guys can in the moment, so I do apologize in advance. So on Wednesday, October 8th, I had one sale. On Thursday, yesterday, I had 6 sales. And then this morning, I had one go through on Poshmark. So we're going to go ahead and hop into that one sale I had on Wednesday, October 8th. And it was just this lot of 2 tried and true Crest toothpaste. I have really good luck selling my couponing items on eBay, and I continue to put up toothpaste because I get it for free and it's just a very easy listing. So I had this listed on eBay for $14.99. A buyer offered me $12, which I did accept. My shipping was $5.37, and my fees to eBay were $2.03. And I turned my $0 investment into $4.60 that I get to put right back into my couponing fund. And I don't know if I said this earlier, I'm kind of losing my mind. I'm trying to go a little fast because I have a lot of things to do today. I did have free shipping on this, so they got a great deal, and I made almost $5 on a free to me item, so very happy with that. Now we'll hop into all of yesterday's sales, and like I said, we have 6 to go through. Okay, so the first item to sell is this. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you the tag, but it's by Anthropology. They're just these paper bag kind of lag and look joggers, just like very peasant, very boho. I got these at either a $2.99 Salvation Army sale or a half off Salvation Army sale. Either way, I spent anywhere from $3 to $5 on them. I had them listed for $24.99 plus $5 shipping on eBay, and a buyer offered me $22 plus $5 ship, which I did accept. I thought that was very fair. These are an extra small petite, so that's why I had them listed so low, because they are just such a small size. It cost me $6.37 to ship. I did have this item promoted, so those fees were $1.41. My fees to eBay were $3.97, and I made $15.25. And I've only had those listed for about 3 or 4 days, so very happy to make $15 in 3 days. Now the next item I could not find, so I'm just going to pop up right here. I know I do have it, it's just a matter of where I decided to put it. So I pulled these. I went through all of my shoes in my closet because my mother-in-law gave me a bunch of shoes, and I decided to get rid of some of my own because hers are very high quality, nice brand names, and mine are just like whatever, as you'll see here. These are Sam Edelman 4-inch block heels. They're just very basic. I had them for job interviews or, meetings at the office, stuff like that. They were still in great shape because I only wore them a handful of times. So I had them listed at $22 on Poshmark. My Posher VA sent out a 20% offer of $17, and a buyer did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $3.40, which left me with a profit of $13.60. And that's just something that I was never going to wear again. That was already in my closet. So that just goes to show, if you are trying to resell, definitely start with the things that you have in your own house, because you might not think that they're desirable to someone else, but if you price them reasonably, they will sell. My next item is exciting. It's not a high price sale though. It is, let me unzip that. It's by Gap, or Baby Gap, no, Gap Kids. And it is this really cool color block, kind of like a puffer jacket. It's in such good condition, and that's why I did pick it up. And the way that I do my cost of goods for any kids items in my inventory is they are anywhere from $1 or $2. I usually just put $1. So let's say I have $1 into that. I did post that at $19.99 plus $10 shipping on eBay, and a buyer offered me $11 plus $10 ship. I am in the business of selling, not storage. So even though that was a little lower than I had hoped it would go, I did accept that, and it's only been listed for about a couple weeks. So very happy to get a fast flip also. It cost me exactly $10 to ship this item, and my fees to eBay were $3.07. So I turned a $1 investment into $7.93. And that is not a lot. So I could say that I'm not happy with that return, but I am, because it is a nice piece and it's going to be used in another home. So very happy about that. Now, this is an item I bought for myself, and you guys had seen in a previous What Sold that I had a pink one of these too. This is by Pure Jill, and it is organically grown cotton. So it's just this really nice green lag and look tunic blouse. Very nice quality, very substantial, and it is a 4X. So it was too big for me. I decided to go ahead and list it. I had about $10 into it from the local Savers down the street, and I had it priced on eBay for $34.99 plus $7 shipping, and a buyer offered me $27 plus $7 shipping, which I did accept. Cost me exactly $10 to ship the item. I did have it promoted, so those fees were $1.82, and my fees to eBay were $5.02. So I turned something that I had originally bought for myself, didn't fit, and I ended up listing it on eBay. I turned that into $17.16. I only made $7, but I'm very happy that I could still buy it. It didn't work out, and just turn around and resell it. That is definitely one of the net positives when it comes to reselling, is that we can literally just go through our house, go through our closets, and get rid of stuff on the spot. I love it. So the next item I had previously shown in a bins haul. This is Arc'teryx. I saw this peeking out of the bin, and even though it is basic, it's 100% polyester, just a basic tee, and it does have a couple spots on it that I just decided to list it with. I wasn't going to waste time washing it. I just went ahead and put it up like that, and I did price it high. So I did expect to get an offer on it, and I priced it at $39.99 plus $5 shipping, which I think is very high for a basic t-shirt, especially when it's just polyester. I feel at that point you're just paying for the brand. And a buyer on eBay offered half of that, so $20 plus $5 shipping. And since I got it from the bins, I only paid $1.50 for it. I decided to go ahead and take that offer. So it cost me $5.09 to ship the item. My fees to eBay were $3.90, which left me with a profit of $11.01. Not a big money maker, but very happy that I could sell one item and make $10 in, I want to say that was listed for like a day or two. So very happy about that. Now, the next item, there's my dog. They're making a lot of noise, sorry, is this Patagonia organic cotton. It is this blue and white plaid button down. So nice. It's like a little flannel. This is such a great piece, and I love how it's organic cotton. It is in a small size, but that's fine. And I was very happy to find this on $2.99 Salvation Army sale day. So I paid $3 for it. I had it listed on Poshmark for $35. I got offered $25 yesterday, and I did accept. this is on Poshmark if I didn't say. I'm kind of losing my mind with the dog barking. But my fees to Poshmark were $5 and I ended up with a $20 profit. Very happy with that. Okay, those are all of my sales that I had yesterday, Thursday, October 9th. And I did have one go through this morning after I had pulled all those from my inventory. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up the picture right here of what I sold this morning. So it is this logo by Lori Goldstein. It's like kind of a slate gray, and it has all this embroidery, floral embroidery and beading, and it's a little mesh detail. I put whimsical, fairy goth, all those keywords, and I had it listed on Poshmark for $22, and my Posher VA sent out a 20% off offer to likers, and that was $17, which a buyer did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $3.40, which left me with a profit of $13.60. Very happy with that. I only had about $5 to $8 into that from my local savers. So I just picked it up because it had all of that detailing on it and I knew that I could market it well. And I didn't have it priced at $22 originally. I believe I dropped my prices, I want to say a few months ago by 10% in my Poshmark closet. So that's why it was so low. But as I say here, all sales are good sales. I am very happy with that, and I am very happy that you guys are here. So I'm going to go ahead and package these up, ship them out. I have a very long day, as I said earlier. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope that you guys are having great sales as well. And I hope you guys have a great week. Hey all, it is now Saturday, October 11th, and we actually filmed yesterday. The reason why I'm filming today is because I had 6 more sales go through yesterday after we left off, and I had 2 more sales this morning. On Saturdays, I really like to get my items packaged up and shipped out so I don't have to do it on Monday, or so the buyer doesn't have to wait until Monday. So let's go ahead and jump into these sales. So the first one I have, I'm going to post a picture of it right here, but as you can see, it's this beautiful linen tablecloth. It's quite big, and it's by the brand Patria, which I didn't know what that was. I got that at an Amazon return center, and I got it for, I want to say $5, which is fantastic. We were going to use it ourselves, but I decided because it was linen and a higher quality and listed on Amazon for like $80 that I'd go ahead and list it myself. And it did end up selling. So I had it listed very high, and this is one of the items that I went in and kind of redid some of the keywords and dropped the pricing, and it sold shortly thereafter. So I had it listed for $34, and a buyer came in and paid full price. My fees to Poshmark were $6.80, and I turned my $5 investment into $27.20, which I think is fantastic. And for this item, I'm actually going to be using the new Ground Advantage. I got the bubble mailers, I got some of the boxes, but they were out of the Tyvek mailers and the bubble mailers, or I guess this is a bubble mailer, but it's like more substantial. So they were out of the other ones that I typically like using, but because that item is a little bit big and heavy, I'm going to use this, and I'm also going to use it for the next item that I'm going to show you. So the next item to sell was also on Poshmark. This is Garnet Hill. And this is a great brand to source and pick up. They do, I want to say, elevated basics, and they do great materials. This is just a charcoal blazer, and it is, I want to say, like a wool or a linen blend, something like that. I'm pretty sure it's a wool. So I had this listed for $40 on Poshmark, and I had a buyer offer me $30. which I thought was very reasonable, and I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $6 and my profit was $24. And because of my most recent bins trip, my total cost of goods for 2025 is $5.89, which is incredible. I do plan on going to the bins probably not today, but obviously next Saturday, hopefully, with my sister. So I am very excited to get my cost of goods even lower. The next item to sell is also on Poshmark. It is this Sand and Fog Honey and Blossom hair perfume. And I actually grabbed a few of these at Home Goods when my husband and I were doing our own shopping there to hopefully sell them and pay for part of our purchase. So I had this listed on Poshmark for $25. A buyer offered me $20, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $4, and that left me with a profit of $16. I did have $10 into this, but those $6 extra went to our purchase that we were already there to make. Very happy to do that when I go to Home Goods because it is always fun trying to see if I can sell something to pay for part, if not all, of my purchase. Now, another item to sell on Poshmark. As you can tell, I have a lot of Poshmark orders, which is very unusual. Usually it's eBay that I have a lot of orders on, but my eBay has been slacking, and this just goes to show that it's great to have multiple platforms because if one is not performing, the other might pick up and start performing. So very happy to see that. I have this cup sheet. It's like a floral paisley bathing suit. It's a bikini. This is the top, very cute. And then I have the bottoms to match it. And these I bought at the same Amazon return center as the linen tablecloth, and I have about $5 into that item as well. However, I did buy about 20 to 30 of these bathing suits, and I've already sold about 20 to 25. So this one is theoretically paid for, but let's just say I have $5 into it. I listed it on Poshmark for $25, and my Posher VA sent out a 20% off offer to likers, and that was $20, and a lovely buyer accepted. So my fees to Poshmark were $4 and I was left with $16. So very easy item to pick up and to list. Bathing suits are very easy to photograph and measure. And like I said, I have 20 to 30 of these and they've just been slowly selling and making me about, $10, $11 each time. We love it. Fantastic. Now the next item, it wouldn't be a Russo Resells video without a couponing item, and I actually had a buyer come in and purchase 2 of my couponing items and asked me to go ahead and ship them together, which I am very happy to do. And this just goes to show that even though these are lower price sales, I have them in my store specifically for this reason. So people can go into my store, get what they absolutely need, bundle it, and get a great price. So they purchased this lot of 2 Axe deodorant for $11.99. They actually paid full price for those, and I sent out a 5% off offer to watchers on this lot of toothpaste. So I had it listed at $8.99, and the 5% off offer was $8.54. And honestly, I think that sending that offer triggered them to look into my eBay store and purchase the deodorant after they purchased the toothpaste, which is so awesome. I love that. I love to see it. So altogether, they paid $20.53 for all 4 of these items, which to me, I think is a fantastic deal. You really can't beat it, especially at retail prices. And my fees, so with both shipping and I did have this item promoted, it didn't sell under promotion. So just my fees to eBay and shipping costs were $13.38, which left me with a profit of $7.15. I have $2 into all 4 of these products, so that $7.15 was almost double, or actually it was triple what I had into these items, and it goes right back into my couponing fund to be recycled and used for more couponing fun. Now, this next item I'm going to show you is not the highest profiting, but hear me out. I actually have a bag underneath my desk with all of my Lululemon items, and I have been doing a little, I want to say, experiment with myself to see if I go ahead and lower the price like every 2 weeks, how they're going to sell. And this is one of those items. So they are this, I mean, these are pretty outdated too. They are a board short in this plaid coloring and very Y2K to me. They might be newer though, because they do have this size dot, a 34. But I had these listed for $22. I had been slowly lowering the price, and a buyer offered me half of that, which is $11. And my reasoning was I did take this offer because Lululemon would have given me $5. And by taking that $11, my fees to Poshmark were $2.94, and I left with $8.05. So I have a $6, almost $6 cost of goods. I made $2, and if I had turned it into Lululemon, I actually made $3 more than they would have given me. So there's my reasoning. Happy to get those out and boost me in the algorithm in Poshmark. So yes, it was a small dollar amount, but I have my reasonings, and I'm sure we all do when it comes to our businesses. The next item is this Built by Basics. It's the Luxe Drop Cut Long Sleeve shirt in this nice maroon color. Just love this. It is new with tags. I found a bunch of these at a new to me Salvation Army near my parents' house that I like to go to. And I do have about $12.99 into this, but as I've stated earlier, I go ahead and average all of my cost of goods for 2025. So we'll say I have about $5.89 into that. I did have it on eBay listed for $24.99 plus $7 shipping, and I sent out a 22% off offer to watchers. So that was accepted by the buyer this morning. That was $19.48 plus $7 shipping. It cost me $6.16 to ship. My fees to eBay were $3.95, and I turned that $5.89 into $16.34. I am very happy with that. Those are highly desirable shirts, and I'm sure someone is buying that for the holidays, which I love. So those are all my sales from yesterday and a couple from today. I'm going to go ahead and package those up and ship them out. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend, and until next time, my friends, bye.